Today, we are diving into the story of the Louisville Beauty Academy. But listen, this is about way more than just hair and nails. We're going to look at a really powerful, self-sufficient model for building America's workforce, one licensed professional at a time.
So, let me ask you something right off the bat. When you hear the words beauty school, what do you think it actually creates? I mean, is it just about learning a few skills, or is there something deeper, more fundamental to our economy going on here?
Well, the Academy itself has this really powerful statement that just nails it. They say, this is not symbolic education. This is lawful workforce creation. See, we're not just talking about some piece of paper you hang on the wall. This is about creating state-licensed professionals, people who are legally certified to contribute to the economy. And that distinction, it's everything. All right, so let's get into what makes this place, the Louisville Beauty Academy, or LBA, so different. Every single person who graduates isn't just a student who finished some classes. Nope. They walk out as a future Kentucky state-licensed beauty professional. They're officially on the books, validated by the Commonwealth itself.
So you're probably wondering, how does this whole thing work? Well, the real engine, the secret sauce, it's the students themselves. Their incredible commitment and, get this, their financial independence are what drive this whole story. And honestly, it's a side of American education you almost never hear about.
And that brings us to a fact that really needs to be shouted from the rooftops. It's a statistic that, I'm telling you, might just completely change how you think about vocational training in this country.
You ready for this? The number is 99%. Just let that hang in the air for a second. 99%. So what is that? That's the percentage of beauty school students in the entire United States who are self-funded. Yeah, you heard that right. Let that sink in for a moment.
I mean, just think about what that really means. These students, they're not taking out federal loans, they're not using Pell Grants, there's no taxpayer-backed aid, no public subsidies whatsoever. It's all them. They are making a direct, personal investment in their own future. Period.
And you know, this goes way beyond just the money. It speaks to an absolutely incredible work ethic. We're talking about students who are juggling jobs, raising families, they're pushing through language barriers, figuring out transportation. I mean, some of them are driving 2.5 hours one way just to get to class. They show up because they are just unbelievably driven.
Okay, so you've got all this drive. Where does it go? Well, it gets funneled into a really specific system. At LBA, the phrase, "yes, I can," isn't just some cheesy motivational poster on the wall. It's an actual, actionable philosophy. It's a system designed to turn that belief into a real, state-validated accomplishment.
So here's how they do it. The whole process is built for resilience and speed. First, you take the exam early. And if you don't pass, you fail fast. No shame in it. You just get right back up and retake it immediately. The goal is super simple. Get in, get trained, get licensed, and get out into the workforce as fast as you possibly can. That's how "yes, I can" turns into the official, state-stamped reality of "I have done it."
Okay, so what happens next? What's the result when you have hundreds, then thousands, of graduates walking out the door with this mindset and a state license? Well, you get this amazing economic multiplier effect. Let's actually look at the numbers, because this is where it gets really interesting.
So every single licensed graduate represents real, tangible economic output. And we're being conservative here. We're talking about an annual income of $20,000 to $50,000, or even more for each person. And for a lot of them, believe me, that's just the beginning.
Okay, now let's zoom out. To date, the Louisville Beauty Academy has produced nearly 2,000 graduates. Just take a second to imagine the collective impact of that many new licensed professionals all entering the workforce.
Because when you start to do the math, it's honestly staggering. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in annual economic activity, all generated from this one place. And this isn't some theoretical number on a spreadsheet. This is real money being earned and spent in the community.
But wait, it gets even better. It doesn't stop with that first job. This is where that multiplier effect I mentioned really kicks into high gear. A lot of these graduates don't just stay employees, they become entrepreneurs. They go on to open their own salons, businesses that can be worth $500,000, $1 million, or even more. And what do then? They hire other licensed professionals. See how it multiplies?
And all of this brings us back to the most fundamental idea behind the LBA model. It's a system built from the ground up on value creation. It's not about taking from the system, it's about adding to it.
I mean, just look at the comparison. It's black and white. On one side of the ledger, you've got zero dependency on federal loans, no Pell Grants, no taxpayer burden. And on the other side, you have graduates who are generating taxable income, opening taxable businesses, and hiring taxable employees. This system doesn't drain public resources, it actively multiplies them. It's a net positive all the way.
So let's circle back to that first question. What does a beauty school like this actually create? Well, it's pretty clear it's not just stylists and technicians. It's producing legally licensed workers. It's producing entrepreneurs and employers. It's creating community contributors and, maybe most importantly, it's creating taxpayers who strengthen the entire economy.
So what's the big takeaway here? It all starts with that simple belief, yes, I can. But it's that belief, when you pair it with a real license, with discipline, and with good old-fashioned hard work, that's what makes all the difference. That combination, right there, is what builds careers, strengthens communities, and yeah, what really builds this country.
And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. This model of self-reliance, practical training, and what we might call disciplined freedom has clearly worked wonders in the beauty industry. It's a powerful engine for growth. So the question is, where else could it work? How many other industries out there could be totally transformed by an idea like this?